Okay, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of Watch Soup. It's Sunday night, so you know it's Watch Soup time, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm joined by my co-host, Sanjay, Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. Sanjay, how are you, man? And what are you wearing on wrist?
Very good, man. Been a good weekend for me.
Yeah,
It's my weekend off. Had a
nice.
had a great
Yes.
time. Went on a hike today too, even though it was rainy. So we went out with the kids to the ravine, to the creek.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, on my wrist I have the Railmaster.
Yes.
I was wearing the Grand Seiko manual mount dress watch earlier, but switched to this. I do have a problem again. I don't know if we can talk about it, but we don't have to.
No, no,
Um,
let's talk about it, man. Like better now than never, man. So what's the problem?
yeah, well, it's the same problem I had before. So I got the Railmaster
Yeah,
and I wore it wore the I don't know what you say, like the wore the devil out of it
yeah.
for 2 weeks, and then I put my trusty daily wear, this guy,
Mm-hmm.
so Grand Seiko
Mm-hmm.
GMT,
Mm-hmm.
had a bit of a crisis
Yeah,
because it was it was really thick now. Like it felt clumsy, it felt thick. I did everything to it to try and reconnect with it, and I did
yeah.
reconnect with it. So I was really happy that I reconnected with it, and I was wearing it, and I went back to the Railmaster, wore this for 2 days, right? And yesterday I put this guy back on, and all of those feelings came back. It's too thick, it's
Oh,
clumsy, it's such a issue, like to the point where I'm like done with it. Um,
whoa, whoa, wow.
yeah. So the A384 Zenith El Primero is way
Back
up on the
on.
list right now. Yeah. Yeah, so because I can't keep doing this.
It's
I feel like
driving you
Jeff McMahon.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I reconnected with it, and then I put this Railmaster back on, and then I completely disconnected from it, from
Wow.
the Grand Seiko. So either I'm gonna be on this yo-yo of an emotional train,
Yeah.
or one of these have to go, either this or this, and this is not going. So
Wow.
yeah, so
Did not expect to hear this so
yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either, but yeah, man, that's my problem. I even have the box up here. Like I brought the box up from the basement. It's like I can't do this. So it might be one of my step away from the ledge moments. Um, but yeah, this is fresh on my mind.
Yeah. Well, so you've been here before, right? And are you going to give it like a few more days at least, the GMT? Because you seem to go back to it though. Like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
now you've only had the Rail Master twice for 2 days, and you put on the GMT Master and you felt a disconnect. But then you stuck with it last time and you reconnected.
yeah.
Are you going to try to do? I know you said you're done with it. Are you still going to give it a couple more days though?
I should. I'll
Yeah.
I'll I'll try.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I mean, you do
it's
what you want,
been
but I mean, like but I feel like we've seen this.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So this too shall pass, maybe. You know.
yeah, yeah. So I'll step away
Look at
from the drill for a bit.
look at me giving advice that I wouldn't even take myself. All right, I'll tell you what I had on wrist. I got
Yeah, yeah,
my trusty G-Shock, Casio G-Shock. I just felt like wearing it today. It's
yeah,
okay. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
yeah.
wrong.
It's a great
Uh,
watch.
let's check with the chat. Hey, Bruce, how are you? Peter, second. JCB, this thumbnail's making yeah, but we're making soup, man. It's watch soup.
Yeah,
Um, Turkey Vulture. Ah, yes, Howard Stern on the E channel. I do remember those days. I listen to him on Sirius every once in a while when I'm working in the morning. Wilson, how you doing, man? Hey, my buddy Scott. What's up, Scott? Chris at the Watch Lounge. Hey, buddy. Good review today on the Watch Talk with the Punters at 2 o'clock. If you guys missed it, they were doing a collection review of Chris's collection. It was good. Um, Brent, what's going on? Thank you for coming. AZ Clayton, how are you? Chaz, what's up? Oh man, I spent a great couple days with Chaz Linton, the Zin 903 and the Hanhart
Oh,
Pioneer 1. Great watches, man. Just great
oh,
watches.
those are from Chaz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keithy, what's up, buddy? Um, let's see. Hey, look, guys, also let us know what you're wearing on wrist. Paul's here. Oil Money forgot the soup. It's scotch and movie time. All right. Well, we'll save some time maybe at the end of at the show for. Hey, fellas. Hey, Joe. How you doing? Desk Diver. What's going on? Thank you for coming by tonight. Everyday Watch Guy. How are ya? Jeff. White Gloves. Caliber. How you doing? Roar the Tiger. Got a good group of guys here. Hey, there's Amin. What's up, Amin? Happy Sunday, buddy. Raha in the house. Rob was awesome last week, right?
Yeah,
Sanjay.
yeah, for sure. Always
I
a
always
blast.
enjoy. Always
Chat.
enjoy. Celine Driver. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, buddy?
So isn't the
V Tech.
the upside down U.S. flag? Isn't that like a sign of distress?
Right. We'll just yeah, we'll move on from uh, hey Bill, how you doing? Such first world problems for Sanjay and his beloved GSGMT.
Yeah,
It is. It is for sure. But we can identify. Pete's here. Hey all, wearing my Mule Grazut M29 casual today. Getting review ready. Justin DDC, watch yourself. Wearing his new Zin U1. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Nefarian's here. WatchChris, wearing the Tudor P01 tonight. Excellent. Okay, so let's start off. We have our first segment of the night, comments. We're going to go through the comments from last week's Watch Soup. And let's get in there. So, first comment here is from Anson T. The other thing about the 925 is that the keeper keeps on falling off the strap. It's too wide for the pin buckle width, and just falls off. Bezel action for sure. There is back play, lines up okay, but the back play is disappointing. But for a smaller wrist, the watch wear is great. I think it'll stick around in the collection. I assume he's talking about
the
um,
95.
the Tudor, right? The
Yeah,
Black
yeah,
Bay, yeah,
yeah.
158,
Sterling silver.
yeah. So, that's disappointed that Anson had that experience with the buckle and the bezel action. That's a bummer. I mean, it does happen. I mean, my Tudor Black Bay Blue, I think, didn't. There was a slight little lining up issue with the bezel as well. Just a very very slight. If you stare at it for a while, I saw that. But it wasn't a big deal. It didn't really bother me as much as I thought it would. I mean, I ended up selling the watch, but it wasn't for that. Um, JCB, the hot take, new nice one, guys. Love McMahon's take in the hobby. It's funny, scary, and true all at the same time. Yeah, I think we could all agree. Jeff has some very, very interesting insights. And whoa, look at this! Look at this. We had one of the people that we've analyzed their videos, Paul Thorpe. I mean, we've had WatchChris on the chat, and now we got Paul Thorpe commenting. Really enjoyed that, gents. Don't think we can set our customers on fire here in the UK. So I think he was probably referring to when Roz brought up the video that Paul had experienced with this unreasonable former client. I don't think Paul saw any of the other previous streams, but we'll just keep that on the down low.
I was gonna mention him today too. So
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to mention him now, or you just in passing?
no, no, later with
Uh,
my video pick.
okay, okay, gotcha. Um, okay, so let's move on to the your segment for the reviews. So what do we have? What did we see this week in the reviews?
Well, not a lot of reviews. There was
Hmm.
quite a few that dropped yesterday.
Right.
Couldn't catch all of them, but I guess the big one was again Watchfinder because
Hmm.
they usually don't disappoint. They reviewed the beautiful Aquaterra World Time. Really,
Yes.
really nice macro shots.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that you could, get a, reference on the globe from the northern hemisphere and draw
Hmm.
a line to kind of estimate what the time would be at a certain time of day.
Yeah.
That blew my mind that you could do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And the fact that it's laser etched, I always wondered why it was so affordable, so to speak. But that makes sense. It's the dial is done by lasers, which I mean doesn't take away from the fact that it's really detailed. Beautiful, beautiful watch. Great review. Once again, very informative. I learned a lot. Did you happen to catch this one?
Oh yeah, no, I did, and it's an amazing watch. You know, so I like Omega. I've never owned an Omega, um, and I love the Seamaster. I love this. I like the Speedmaster. Planet Ocean, your Railmaster, which is part of the Seamaster collection, and so is the Aquaterra. But I got to tell you, I love the Globemaster too. I think that's a really cool looking watch in the modern Omegas. Um, I think eventually I'm gonna own an Omega, and I think maybe part of it because it's a rite of passage, but also more so, I really like it, I like the coaxial movement and how robust it is compared to their main competitor Rolex, right? So I kind of like that a little bit about them. I have to tell you though, like I wouldn't. It wouldn't be a Speedmaster when I first get or Man of the Moon. It wouldn't be the Seamaster 300. Um, I would go Aquaterra. I really like the Aquaterra line. Now, I may not go with the World Time Aquaterra, um, but that's a beautiful watch, man, and it's amazing, amazing watch. But I just like the simple blue dial Aquaterra, man, and on that rubber, that cool rubber strap that they sell it on. I could definitely rock that one day. I mean, I'm really, really into that look, and that's where I would go, man. So when you sent over this video to take a look at, I was like, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I missed it. I guess you subscribe to so many channels and you miss alerts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was really cool seeing and the cinema, the filming, the editing that they do on Watchfinder is amazing. Anyway, and the voice, he could sell anything. But yeah, man, I like that watch and I like the Aquaterra line, everything about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I've actually never been a huge fan of the Aquaterra. It's always
Hmm.
been one of those watches that have come up, but dissipated because the
Hmm.
38 Aquaterra is really has been high up on the list. I really like white dials, and the white dial 38 mil Aquaterra is really nice.
Yeah.
But then I always found it to be kind of uh, boring.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a solid watch. I think the blue dial looks better for
Yeah.
sure. So um, yeah, it's something that probably comes and goes for me to think that it's boring. I mean, I think some of my watches are boring, so
Hmm.
the Alcantara is really nice.
I think
Well done.
I'm with you, JCB. It is a big watch, so I probably wouldn't be at the top of my list.
Yeah,
Um,
like 14 mil thick,
yeah.
40 41, I think,
Is it
diameter.
is it is it just 41?
Maybe it's more.
Okay, the GMT is like a 43. Maybe this is a 41. Well, the thickness doesn't really bother me so much,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm getting confused with their GMT, which is I think a pretty big watch at 43. If
Okay.
this is at 41, then yeah, so 43. Yeah,
43.
it's a little too big for me, I would think.
Oh yeah,
Um,
way too big for me.
yeah,
All right, so moving on. Um, my one of my favorite reviewers is Uptick Watch
yeah,
Reviews.
yeah, yeah.
Very very solid.
Bonjour.
Yeah, bonjour, mes amis.
Yeah,
Hi guys.
yeah,
He actually purchased the King Seiko KSK 44 KS. So this is a watch that's been on my radar for a while. I still haven't found the right AD to carry it or for me to purchase it, but he pick this watch up. He actually wasn't going to. I remember
Yeah.
him taking a look at it earlier when it was first showing up, and he said, this is far too expensive. And I guess he got a decent discount. He got like 10% off. I think he mentioned in this review,
Hmm.
and he picked it up, and man, it's beautiful. And I have the vintage one, so I really really want the modern one to have
Yeah.
side by side. But again, he went over this really well. He mentioned a couple of other YouTubers as well, Escapement and Watch, who is actually a Canadian YouTuber, lives pretty close to me. Um, he has done a really good review on it as well. So if you guys want to look back, he Optic mentions him, and Optic mentioned another guy I can't quite remember, but yeah, beautiful watch. It looks like it wears big for a 38 millimeter watch.
It's got.
I
Does it have 22 mil lugs? Because the
no
lugs lug
no,
width. I mean, the lug width
it's
looked pretty
20.
wide. That's 20.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay. Because
It's
I looked at it. I'm sorry. Continue. Because I'll share my thoughts. Okay.
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
because the lugs are kind of square, and
Okay.
because it's square,
Maybe
it
that's
looks
what it
like
is.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but it has a 6L35 movement, which is it could be a better movement, I suppose.
Hmm.
It's one of their thinner movements. He mentioned that this was a movement that was supposed to be a drop-in replacement for the 2892 related movements. So
Hmm.
kind of the higher end Swiss ETA movement, but not groundbreaking, not $4,000 worth of
Right.
movement. Although with this watch now you get the Zaratsu polishing, meaning a master artisan has
Hmm.
spent time with it, so that kind of adds to the value. And there's a bit of value rationalization going on, but he's really happy with the watch, and it made me
Yeah.
really excited for this watch. But yeah, you were gonna share with me what
Well,
you
well,
thought.
I so it's funny that I was trying to think earlier. I was like, is this Sanjay selected two brands, Omega and Seiko. He's got a Rail Master and he loves Grand Seiko. You know what I mean? Has he got tunnel vision for these two reviews? But look, I mean, yeah, that King Seiko it's a beautiful watch, man. Like I don't know if it's worth 4 grand. I mean, not to say that I don't think it is, or I just don't know. I just don't know the movement, right? I mean, it's you find it in the Presage line. It could be a good movement, a fair movement at that price point. You shake your head, or you scratch your head, but that finishing on the hands and the hour indices is. I mean, that's what you're paying for, right? I mean, the dial, um, the fully brilliantly polished case, which I gotta say, I would be afraid to wear on a daily basis because you're gonna scratch it up. Yeah, yeah, we gotta wear our watches. I know. But I mean, like that is just so pretty, man. I don't know. And then I was fooled a little bit by the lug width because of the square lugs, and now that you mention it, it makes sense. But it has like a very interesting look with those square lugs. But man, I mean, like, look, I wouldn't buy that watch. But I can see why anybody would buy that watch. To
Yeah,
be honest with you, I mean that's the finishing is just brilliant.
yeah, yeah. I personally wouldn't pay full retail for it.
Right.
I don't think it's worth it. At 20 off, I think I would.
Hmm. Hmm.
So if a dealer gives me 20 off, I'd be happy to get it.
Is Seiko your and then when I mean Seiko, I mean also I'm throwing in Grand Seiko and I'll throw in King Seiko.
Yeah.
Um, is Seiko your favorite brand?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I'm what would you call it?
Seiko file.
Basic, simple. I'm just a simple guy.
Yeah, but that's hey, I mean like no. I mean that's I don't see it that Seiko being simple at all. I mean, look at all the first of all, look at all the stuff that they offer, and then different layers, right? I mean, you got Grand Seiko, you got high-end Seiko, affordable Seiko, you got recreations of King Seiko, you know. No, there's a lot of layers to Seiko. I mean, I wouldn't call you like a simple tasted, guy for just for liking Seiko. I mean, that's not where I would. I would go. Watch yourself. Seiko used to have Grand Seiko above the 6 o'clock position. Now we have King Seiko at that position. So is there going to be a King Seiko spinoff now, or is this a one-time watch? What do you think about that, Sanjay? I mean, do
Well,
you think?
yeah, we've thought about it in a few of my live streams. I think the conclusion that us watch idiot savants came up with was that maybe King Seiko will take the position that Grand Seiko was.
Hmm.
So now, since Grand Seiko is a spun-off new company that is not technically under the jurisdiction of Seiko, Seiko will bring back King Seiko as that high-end, more luxurious in-house kind of thing, while Grand Seiko can do its own thing off as a new company. So maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe King
Yeah.
Seiko will make a comeback.
Careful, Paul's right. The Seikos will hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, am I saying can't wait till Long Island Watch starts knocking off King Seiko?
Yeah.
Oh man, I did. I don't know if you saw caught it, but I did a review on the Seiko. I mean, the Islander Monster today.
Oh, you did. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
I was just
yeah,
going to mention, I think I was going to say I think Mark took it a step too far when he copied the
yeah,
mark.
yeah. I think so. I think so too. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's move on to the meat and potatoes. Okay, so let's start off with I believe this is your pick. Just Bluefish watch reviews. Does Rolex have a reputation problem? Why don't you take over, Sanjay?
Yeah. So it was good to have Guy back again. Guy from Just Bluefish. He's kind of making a slow comeback into YouTube. He was gone for a while.
Yeah.
We've spoken about him a couple of times here as well. So yeah, it was good to have Guy back, and he came up with this video talking about a recent poll done by, I think, RepTrack 100.
Hmm.
They poll a certain number, I think 15 countries, and
Hmm.
they basically gauge the reputation of a certain number of countries. There's a pretty stringent criteria for qualifying for this, and they've been doing this for quite a few years. It's interesting to note that Rolex used to be number one spot at least a couple of years in a row, but I think last year and this year Rolex has been in number two. This year Lego took
Hmm.
the number one spot, and Just Bluefish kind of brought this to our attention, that Rolex is considered one of the most reputable companies in the world. And I have a couple of questions about this. Firstly, RepTrack 100. Why does it matter? Kind of, they're kind of gauging the reputation of just the general population, and they've got around 67,000 people who have voted to
Hmm.
see if they know these companies. Basically, if they know this company. So in the end, this is literally just reputation. Basically, marketing is gauging how well a company is marketing. And though they do claim that this is about trusting a company, in the end, it's just more about knowing the company. And because everyone knows the company, you automatically trust them, I think. And so I don't really think this is if you really dig into it, I don't think this is a trust issue. This is just marketing. And if a company is known, and Lego is really well known, and so is Rolex. You can't not know Rolex in the world that we live in right now. So the question that Guy brought up was, if Rolex is a reputable company in the sense that if they're trustable, and and he came up with the conclusion that, though there are some issues, Rolex will take maybe send a watch back not as pristine as they got it. Maybe they'll do some damage to the watch, but that's a rare occurrence, and so Rolex generally is a company that he would trust and is a trustable company. But the other interesting thing to this video is that Paul Thorpe did a response to this video, and he brought up a few points. If Rolex is a trustable company, how come the lost and stolen registry is a secret, and how come they keep really precious vintage dials in hands and bracelets and stuff? They don't send it back like say Omega does. but they keep it, and they
Hmm.
probably have a vault full of uh, like invaluable dials, hands, bracelets that they could sell whenever they want to.
Right.
And yeah, so there was a bit of a dust storm kicked up by this, and I saw Amin responded to someone who brought this up on Horology Talk Facebook as well. Amin asked, "Who cares if you trust a brand or not?" That's a good
Yeah.
question. Who
Yeah.
cares? um, but yeah, it was an interesting video. What did you think about it?
Yeah. Um, I agree with Pete here that it wasn't a terrible video, but it was very clickbaity in the title. Uh, I I gotta say, blue shirt, just bluefish. Sorry, kind of brings me down.
Yeah.
He kind of brings me down a lot. You know what I mean? Like, and so like I have a hard time getting through his videos. So I understand what he was talking about. I just don't. I don't think he discussed anything that was anything new. Stuff that we always kind of knew. I think Paul brings up a good point. He says the ADs are the problem, not the company per se. So if you have a Rolex, the product is always taken care of by the company. I understand ADs are franchise, correct? Okay. So, and then I understand Paul's point. The other Paul Thorpe's point is like, are they really that trustworthy when they don't fully disclose what they do with certain parts that come in and get replaced and they don't send it back to you. I mean, you own those. I didn't know Rolex owned those parts. You know what I mean? You bought the watch, right? So, and then what Amin says makes sense, man. I'm all over the place with this one. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like yeah, go
to
ahead.
add to that though, like when you change your brakes at a um, at a quick stop where they take
Hmm.
tires off, switch your brakes, they don't give you your old brakes back, right? So
No, no, but I can go to any Pep Boys or car parts store and get brakes anytime I want. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like I can't go to Rolex and get anything I want all the time. You know,
yeah, yeah,
so that'll be my counter to that. So touche,
yeah.
my friend.
Touche.
Oh, Amin, you've been hanging around me too long. What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, wait a second. Bobby Legs is it the monotone? Yeah, I mean he's kind of monotone. It's more than that. I think he's just a downer. I don't know, man. Ah, man, I shouldn't. Man, I
Making
hate.
friends, Bobby.
I'm making friends alone. He's gonna comment on this too, and then I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel like a bad guy. Are we looking for a watch or a spouse? Right, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, a bit like watching picture. Okay, let's. All right, I created a bashing of Just Blue Fish, but Blue Shirt Buddha is a great guy. Not boring at all. Exciting. Love Sunday. Watch Talk with the Punters every Sunday at 2 p.m.
Oh,
Um,
WatchChris made a.
Rolex keeps the dials and other parts just because they don't want them finding their way into Frankenstein's watches or fakes. Okay, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
It's a good point.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Man, I really brought you down with that
Yeah,
one.
no, it's not you. It's the guy,
I
the
know, I know.
guy. He just brings me down. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's move
Oh,
on. Let's move on.
okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. This is my bad. Okay.
No, no.
Uh, Anyway, so next video topic I picked, I can't quit Federico. The worst new watch release. He's been really ornery lately with some of his reviews, and I think I find it really entertaining. So he brought up his 10 worst new watch releases of 2021, and surprise, surprise, they're not. We've all been talking about these, right? So the first one he brought what up was the Panerai, the E-Lab, the titanium, the $60,000 watch that is made of like 90% of recycled stuff from Earth. or garbage, whatever. And it's a little bit of a head scratcher, right? Because Panerai does some strange things sometimes, and he mentions thank goodness they only made 30 of them. Um, and when he talks Panerai, I do listen because he's as big as a Panerai fan as there is out there. And so if something like bothers him that Panerai does, then yeah, then I'll listen, and I'm usually I'm with him on that one. So what did you oh what and then I'm sorry, let me list the other ones. Then he obviously talked about the AP, the Black Panther, right? And he slammed that one pretty hard, and he said that basically said who else does collaboration with Marvel? It was Invicta, right? This is all stuff that we've all talked about in the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
But he really hit him really hard. And then his favorite bashing of the Rolex Explorer 2, which he says on an anniversary, you basically don't really change much of it, right? You hype it up, social media, and he says basically it's just Rolex achieving the masterful troll of all of us watch enthusiasts, and he also slammed the gold two-tone Explorer 1. He got a little bit hot on the collar, and I like watching that sometimes. Well, what did you think of his picks?
No, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that video. I actually was laughing out loud.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
awesome.
the Eco Lab Zenith. No, sorry, Panerai Eco Lab.
Yeah, yeah,
I was wondering, is it $60,000 because it was so difficult to find titanium that's recycled? Like,
I don't know.
it's so expensive. It's outrageous.
Maybe get the garbage from Beverly Hills
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm glad he mentioned that though, because like in my head, Panerai has become a bit of a joke,
Yeah,
and I mentioned it in my live stream. Um, I've not been in the watch hobby long enough to really remember the heyday of Panerai and to really know Panerai a lot,
yeah,
but. In my head, Panerai releasing these egregiously expensive watches, and yeah, I don't know. It's a bit like Seiko releasing, $8,000-9,000 watches, right? You kind of scratch your head. Why not make Grand Seiko release that kind of philosophy? At least it comes out.
yeah,
Um, I really enjoyed his Rolex outtake almost. he he just yeah, he let it loose. He mentioned how you guys, if you're defending this, you drank the Kool-Aid.
yeah.
It's over for
Exactly.
you basically. Enjoy your two-tone gold watch, and he kind of dropped the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good video. I really, yeah, I was chuckling while watching it. It was funny.
Paul Paul's
Sorry.
saying here it's not garbage, it's recycled sea trash to clean the ocean floor, like a bottom feeder. Well, if you're only gonna make 30 of them, like how much of a dent? Like do you know what I mean? Are we gonna pat them on the back for doing this? Are we gonna pay 60 grand because we want to be part of a movement that only cleaned up enough garbage to put in 30 watches?
Maybe they donate some of the proceeds too. let's let's move
Yeah,
on.
okay, maybe. No, maybe. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
so, man.
It'll be like Oris with their Clean Ocean and Hangang limited editions that they do. They team up with a activist group or something, and then they donate some of the proceeds. I think so. I hope they do.
Yeah, they probably do. Look, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe they're doing like a really noble thing here, and I'm just trashing them. Um, I don't
Trash.
know. No pun intended. Mrs. Legs just gave me some chocolate chip cookies. So, um,
Nice.
well, she's baked them fresh.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so let's move on to the next video. We're zipping through these,
Yeah.
so you guys better have a lot of movie quotes for Sanjay.
We
Don't
can
put him
talk
in
about
now.
This last one is going to take a while to talk about because it was great.
Yeah. So last video, watch Chris, watch flipping 101, four important rules to buying and selling um, watches, and so there, this is a stressful thing for many of us selling watches, especially when you're in this hobby and you're learning and you're finding your way, you're making some um, I wouldn't call them mistakes. You're just learning what you like, and you buy some watches that you think you like, and then eventually you maybe outgrow, or you just want to get a watch in just to see how it is, and then with the intention of selling it or building equity to buy another watch. And so he listed the four things, and I saw this video a couple days ago, so I hope I get them all right. I mean, I have it listed here, but I'm just going to give the general idea. So the first thing you want to do is you want to educate yourself about the watch that you pick, right? I mean, like you want to make sure that you find the right watch, and then plan to keep your watch is number two. So, if you have to sell it, and let's say you're not getting the kind of price back that you think you're going to get, I mean, are you okay with keeping that watch in your collection? So just plan on keeping that watch. And then selling is hard, and he was talking about some of the ways of selling, especially if you don't have like a social network or a little network of enthusiasts who you can buy and sell trades. But if you buy on eBay, and how much they take, you know and so that eats away at your profit margin, if you're trying to make a profit or not, or add to what you're losing. And then, are you willing to accept returns? And this is the part that I didn't really think about too much about. Now with eBay, I think it's like 3 months that the buyer has to return something, a watch. I think it's 3 or 4 months, and get a full refund. But PayPal, it's 6 months. And I think Chris was mentioning how this happened to him one time, that he had sold the watch, and it was 6 months later, and the buyer decided to return it, and he got his money back, and the watch was not in the same condition um, when he got it than when he sent it, right? So just a really really crazy thing. Before we go into any other anecdotes about selling watches, Sanjay, I'd like to get your thoughts on the video as well.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I really bonded with that video. I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, I agree with that video. I know, being a watch collector, like all of us are, we've kind of gone through this process of trying to sell a watch, and it is really hard. And a lot of people, you know, get into watches thinking it's an investment. And maybe if you have a Rolex, it's easy, or you get into Rolex, it's easy to sell. But even so, it's kind of a minefield dealing with a lot of these issues. But he mentioned, I think the first point I found really interesting was the fact that he bought this Edox, Edox. But
Mhm.
I didn't even know they made a minute repeater. That
Yeah,
was really cool.
yeah,
And the fact that you have to really know your watch, and the fact that he was able to snag it at such a low price, and then make a decent profit out of it. Well, not a decent profit, a really great profit out of it. Was all the convincing I needed to really know your product, really get to know what's out there, and educate yourself. Yeah, purchasing with intent to keep. This is something uh, I'm not. What do you say? I don't do this too well. Um, like a way I would rationalize something is by saying, hey, maybe it's a bit of a stretch to get that piece, but I could sell it. But so I'm purchasing not with intent to keep, but enjoying it and then selling it, and stretching to do that. So that's not a good thing. And the point after selling is hard is the reason why you buy with the intent to keep that watch, because selling is really difficult, especially if you have some of these unknown brands, or lesser known brands. It's not easy to sell. If you do have a network, you're not going to get top dollar, because everyone's going to try and get a good deal, right? He mentioned Discord groups and forums.
Right.
People there are so educated that they're gonna try and get a deal, and you're not gonna get top dollar. If you sell on eBay, you get hit with all these fees and charges. And yeah, I think the taking returns one was was a crazy story.
Oh
I
man.
couldn't imagine that, um, having to deal with that. What if it was like a, I don't know, $8,000-9,000 watch, and they scratched it all up, and PayPal makes you take it back. That kind of cemented me not wanting to ever deal with PayPal. But that's crazy. I'm glad it was only a G-Shock. I think you mentioned it was G-Shock. But if it was something, you know, something way more valuable, that would not be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't really had bad experiences at all. Fortunately, um, I have bought. I've never bought a watch on eBay. I just kind of stay away from eBay. I know if you do your homework, if you're a buyer, you can you can get deals on eBay. I just don't know, man. I don't really feel confident buying on eBay, no matter how many positive feedbacks. And these are the same people who they're selling in other places too. They're selling in Rolex forums. They're selling in Watch You Seek. I get it. I don't know, but there's something about eBay that just like really sketches me out. I've bought on Watch You Seek and several times and,
Mhm.
dealt with buyers directly and based on their reputation, which is the same. I know I'm being hypocritical here. Not trusting the eBay and their feedback, but somehow trusting Watch You Seek feedback. I don't know. I just feel like there's more knowledgeable people on Watch You Seek, right? And so I find that trusting, for better, for worse, or for right or wrong. And so I've been lucky there. I haven't sold anything there because you need like 100 posts or something like that before you can list something for sale, something silly. Reddit is just way too confusing for me. Reddit is, I don't get Reddit. You have to use these tags. I just don't get it. It's just too complicated. Fortunately, I am part of a couple of groups, Discord groups, where we buy and sell and trade. To Chris's point, there's certain, he's right to a certain extent. I mean, a lot of people in these groups are knowledgeable and they're looking for deals. Um, but the great thing about that is that selling is stressful as it is. If I can sell it to somebody that I know, even if it's in this group, and know that nothing, they're not going to come back with me with something like, the trust is there, that it's worth maybe losing an extra little bit of money just so I can have a clean transaction. I don't have to think about it, turn my back, and just walk away. So it's stressful, man. It's stressful. Like I never want to sell. Fortunately, when I do sell, um, I sold some high end pieces to some people that I know, which is great. Um, to people that I don't know, it's usually in the more affordable range, like under $500, and that's okay. If I take a little bit of a loss there, that's okay. So it just depends on the price, what I'm selling. But it is a very stressful thing. I'd rather just trade it and watch.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I guess he was talking about building a reputation. So I guess number four, you can kind of fight uh, the the issue if it has a certain amount of dollar value, that you're concerned about, and if you're not really looking to build this massive reputation, if it's only just a one-time thing, and someone tries to rip you off, I think you can fight it and then even take off. I would think you can take off that demerit that you get from PayPal, right? I mean, you never know, but
Yeah,
um,
I'm
I
not sure.
would,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It just seems really backwards. Um,
I like using PayPal as a buyer. In these little groups, we do friends and family because we know each other and we trust each other, right?
right.
Um, but I like using PayPal with somebody that I don't know, and I'll pay the fee for assurance. I've never had to return anything. Um, just been lucky, and I know that one day my luck will run out. I'll have a bad buying or selling experience. Um, but man, um, PayPal is great if you're a buyer. I guess it's bad news if you're a seller too. It's just crazy. So I get
Yeah.
why people say, wire me money, but nobody wants to wire anybody any money vis-a-vis almond reviews.
Yeah.
Um, you know, so
With the GMT.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. James says I've sold dozens of watches on Watches Seek all through Random Rub, so I know, and through Random Rub, so I know where they are going to people who will appreciate the watch. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm part of that Random Rub community too, where we buy and sell trade watches. So there's a safety in there. Um, I once sold a watch on eBay that was actually in the thousands of dollars, and the person initiated a return and sent back a broken Seiko quartz tank instead of the watch that I actually sold. Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh man, I don't know, Chris. I don't know how you if you keep on selling on eBay. I don't know how you do it, man. You're
What
tougher than
happened?
me.
Did
Yeah, well, yeah. Please do tell us what happened. Um, I've abstained from watch collecting for 3 years to clear my mind. Now I'm ready for the right collection. Yes,
my
awesome.
condolences.
No.
So I'll go down together.
Former classes, yeah. So I guess I'm an idiot, man. So Reddit watch exchange tags are just simply a dated photo. I don't know why people don't like it. It's a fairly convenient. No, I mean I don't know. It sounds simple how you're describing it, right? It's just a photo, but for some reason it just doesn't feel that way when I've tried. And I people do a lot of buying and selling on Reddit. It seems like a good platform, no doubt. I don't know. Maybe it's my age. Maybe I'm getting old for technology. Back in my day, we didn't have things like credit. Uh,
Get off my
uh,
lawn.
yeah. Chris vouches for Watch Seek and Random Rob as well. Um, I have 3 boxes full of watches because selling scares me. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
not so obvious watches did a good video about that too. Why small collections are stupid or something, and he touched on selling,
Hmm.
um, how it's so stressful and it's just not worth it. I'm not doing that video justice, but go look it up.
Yeah, I have seen that video. I've seen that
Yeah.
video. Blue Rum eBay is all right. I do not do international sales on it though. Canada kills you with import tax.
Yeah.
It must be it must be it must be tough trying to buy watches if you're in Canada, I would imagine, because I mean there's probably more watch sales, right, or more listings in the US, right? I would just sheer numbers,
Yeah.
population, um, so you kind of is it do you find it hard buying a watch between watch buying between you and another Canadians, or finding other people to do
Um,
that, or
well, I've had a pretty good setup. My AD has been really good to me. So I get the opportunity to trade my watches back
Mhm.
at little loss to me, if any.
Yeah,
So my AD has been really nice to me, which has earned my loyalty. So I keep going there. But we have a decent Facebook group, and it seems like a lot
yeah,
happens there. A lot of people seem to be happy. Um, but yeah, I think Colin would be a better answer for that
yeah,
question. Maybe even Paul. Paul's in Canada. He actually just got an SPGX 341 or 343. It's a Grand Seiko from Japan, and he didn't get hit with any import taxes, which was a huge deal because
nice.
that would have been a hefty bill to pay.
Flippin' Zippos had to pay duties on free watches. Oof,
Oh wow.
that's brutal, man. That is brutal. WatchChris eBay refunded me. However, the guy got to keep the watch. They said they put a strike on his account, but his account stayed open. Jeez,
Wow. Wow.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, it's definitely made me so like I don't know how if you buy watches specifically for your channel to do reviews. like more of a catch release, or how you do it. But every once in a while, I do that. I'll buy a watch for my channel just to review.
Yeah.
Just because I know, if it's an affordable range, if it's a couple $100, like I feel fairly confident that I can sell it when I'm done, and then I'll take a hit, and that's fine. That's just the cost of doing business. But it's just really now with the buying and selling, and then having more experience in the collecting hobby, and figuring out what I like. Like I'm trying to be more methodical with my personal collection, because I don't want to. I don't. When it comes to some of these more pricier watches that I'm interested in, I feel like the selling's a little bit harder or trickier for me, and I have to cast a wider net, right, for potential people who are interested in buying these watches. And so I'm just trying to avoid having to sell. Now, I get anxiety when I have a lot of watches, but I think I have anxiety when I have a lot of watches that are mainly not watches that I like. So it's figuring out what I like. I think I could build like a 12, 18, 20 watch collection if it's watches that I really, really like, you
Mm.
know, and I won't get that anxiety. And this is all stemming from, I don't want to have to sell these things, which is probably not the best way to approach it. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, Deech is saying, I sold my G-Shock Blue Camel recently, and the same guy had a rare aged I want now, which I'm buying for the same amount. Should have just traded. Yeah. Toppers will do trade-ins towards new watches, which I'm cool with. Taking a big loss on because I want to support them, and they sell pre-owned solid watch nerds. Yeah, two solid watch nerds. Yeah, Toppers pretty good. I mean, I like their pre-owned selection. Um, Yeah, I mean that may be just the avenue that I take next time. If I have a watch that's a little bit pricier, and I find that it's falling out of favor with me, I may just reach out to like a place like Toppers, and just use it as a trade-in. I mean, I know people who do that. I know people who do that all the time. I just haven't done it. It's always that first step is always the hardest. Have you? And you have that relationship with your dealer, Sanjay. So
Yeah.
always use goods and services on PayPal when buying, and you'll be okay. Never use friends and family unless it's a friend or family. Right. And with that, uh, Paul, they sent you the bill after delivering watch. What? Okay. I think he was just talking to Paul. Yes, Joe. Okay. Toppers is a good place. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, while we're finishing up here, how about we throw in a couple of movie quotes for Sanjay? Let's see if he's in the last few weeks. If let's see if he's watched some movies. Have you seen any movies actually? Let's just start with that. Let's just ask you. Have you seen any movies lately?
I don't think so. Did
Yeah.
I see anything? No, I haven't seen anything lately. I
No.
think I think I saw Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good with kids movie. I get it. I get it. Yeah. We were watching Cars. No, 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 no. I want to say Toy Story 2. Like my son's finally getting at the age where he can um, watch like Toy Story. Like he was like more into blazing a monster machine and whatever they're watching now. Blippy. Um,
Movie.
do you know Blippy?
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
that guy who's nuts?
yeah, yeah. That's the guy who's nuts. All right, you're absolutely right.
Oh,
Uh, okay, you shall not pass.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Did you watch Lord of the Rings?
I did when I was a kid. Um, so it's been a while, and I don't remember anything about it, but I
Okay.
did like
No, 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 no. That's great.
it.
Yippee ki mf'er.
Die Hard.
Yeah, two for two.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but that's a quote you can't not know, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is okay. Okay. Well, but I mean, you're good like that though. Um, let's see here. I want to set you up for victory. I don't want to set you up for failure. I want you to Feel good about yourself. Get a bunch in a row here. Um, I don't see some of these. I don't know. What they? You never had. Okay. If he dies, he dies.
Uh, Spartacus.
No, no. I think this is Rocky Four, right? I think this is
Okay.
when Drago um, beats to death pretty much Apollo Creed, and then I think he says if he dies, he dies.
A boxing match.
Yeah, yeah. Well, are you familiar with the Rocky movies?
Yeah, I've heard of them. I've never seen one, but
So okay. I mean, look. All right. I mean, I think Rocky is probably one of those movies that is a classic, and even some of them that came on after, like Rocky two and three and four, and very good movies. Okay.
I
All right. Let's keep going. Houston, we have a problem.
think we did that one. Apollo
Yeah, we
13.
did do that one. We did do that. Yeah, Apollo 13, right?
Yeah.
Um, are you not entertained?
See, that's what I was thinking of when I said Spartacus. It's not Spartacus.
No, it's not Spartacus, but it's kind of like the same theme, I guess. Yeah.
Russell Crowe, right? He was in
Yes.
it.
Getting warmer.
uh, Spartacus 2?
Close. It's Gladiator.
Right. Yes, there you go.
uh, okay. Uh, all right. I don't know. I don't know, Kevin. I don't know what movie that is. Okay. Why so serious?
Oh, Batman.
Okay, Dark Knight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll talk about what we have going on. Give him that one. Okay, okay, Peter. I'll give him that one. Okay. All right. Um, hello, Clarice.
Uh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, but it's a scary movie. Yeah. Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, I wouldn't have got that one.
Okay. Have you seen Silence? So you haven't seen
No.
Silence. So have you seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yes. As a kid, again, when I shouldn't have been watching them.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but wasn't it something to do with the same guy? Like the same guy inspired both movies or something? Was it?
No,
No. Okay.
no. That's okay though. That's okay. Sanjay, what do you have coming up this week? You have any reviews that you want to let anybody know about coming up, or?
Yeah, I would like to review. I got a new strap, which is funny that it's that significant, but I really enjoy this strap that I want to do a review on it. And I have another strap, so deluxe straps. I want to do that. I also really want to do a review on the Railmaster. I was supposed to do it this week, but this week was really busy, so I couldn't get around to it. Yeah, other than that, nothing really.
All right, then, awesome. Hey, listen, things come up during a week too. You never know. And please catch Sanjay's. Sanjay has a stream on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. I got a special unboxing video with Mrs. Legs um, coming out Tuesday, so that's going to be fun. And then, of course, the streams with the guys on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday with Sanjay. It's we're doing a lot here. I hope I don't burn out soon. Anyway, guys, if you want to come on to the Discord chat afterwards in room one after this is done, you can watch me eat cookies and drink milk. Anyway, guys, have a great night. Sanjay, thanks again. It's always a pleasure doing this with you, and we'll see you guys on next Sunday at Watch You. Take care, guys.
See you guys.